Hi everyone, I'm Michelle. I'm the founder and owner of EternalBeing, detox specialist in digestion health. I've got Ange with me today, and basically she is wanting to have a food intolerance test, which is really exciting. Ange has been suffering with a number of digestion complaints. So we're going to have a look at what some of those root causes are through food. So today, Ange, we're going to be taking some of your blood and analysing it. And then basically when the results come back, we'll be sending you over a full report of the findings and telling you the things that you need to be doing within your plan, what needs to be took out and what needs to be incorporated in. Also alongside that, there will be basically any set biotics, any treatment plans will also be involved in that results going back in that email report. So let's go forward then. So are we nice and hydrated, Ange?
Yeah,
fantastic.
Water. Yeah.
Good. So just getting our gloves and stuff on now. We've already gone through all our COVID forms already and permission to have the test done. They've all been signed and autographed. So basically what we're going to be doing is we're going to be swabbing over the finger, take an analyse of blood, and then basically that will be then sent to our lab, and then basically the results will come back. So we're going to do that straight away, and then I'm then going to take that away. And then basically we're going to go through the guidance book that we're going to be sending across to you as well. So here we go. So I'm just going to swab the finger, Ange. Lovely. I'm just going to grab a pillow just to put on here so we can rest it on there for you. There we go. I'm just going to grab some. Well, so you're nice and comfy. If you want to uncross your legs, Ange, because it'll just make it easier. There we go. I'm just going to turn your hand round. I'm going to swab this finger, then I'm going to turn it round, and then I'm going to squeeze down on your finger, okay? I'm just going to do that again. So it's really straightforward. Get your plaster out ready. What do you think is going to come up, Ange, on your results? Have you got any indicators at all that you think?
I wouldn't be surprised if I can't have dairy.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I don't like eating greasy, fatty things.
What happens when you have those foods after you've had greasy, fatty foods?
Yeah, sometimes I get a lot of bloating.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
And what happens?
I feel sick.
Yeah. You feel sick straight afterwards, do you?
Yeah.
And also, if you have like dairy, is that the same thing that'll happen with that as well?
Yeah.
Okay. What about your bowel movements as well? What happens there? Because this is
varies.
critical, as you know.
I have good days and bad days.
Yeah. So give me a good day and give me a bad day. So
Yeah,
for instance.
most times I try to go to the loo once a day in the morning when I get up, before my showers. So yeah, but it doesn't always go to plan.
Yeah. Unfinished business are we talking about? Yeah. So, like Angie's saying there, this is another reason why we're doing this test. Angie already existently has treatments with me, and we had a discussion about this, didn't we? Mm-hmm. That Angie wanted to take it to the next stage. She felt that she was ready to do this today. So this is why we're going to find out what some of those root causes are and how life-changing it actually is. Because within that report, then if it is fats, we can then tell you and give you things that are going to aid with your digestion system. Unfortunately, the thing is, when we get older, over the age of 30, our bodies are not what they used to be. So that can be down to the stress that we do within our jobs, also during the pandemic at the moment, families and so on, or antibiotics or medications that we're taking from our GP. And the problem that we have then is the malabsorption of the gut, which will cause lots of inflammation and bloating, which then will affect the foods that we eat and how we break those foods down. And then everything seems to back up as what we're finding. So we start to get chronic fatigue, feeling tired all the time.
I'm always tired.
Okay.
Always tired.
And also then our sleeping habits get affected by then. So
Yeah.
then you wake up in the morning feeling...
Worn out.
Yeah.
Like you haven't been to sleep.
Yeah, exactly. And we don't want that.
No.
We want you to wake up and bright as a button
Feeling
and ready for the
refreshed.
day. Yeah, exactly. Instead of having to grab that coffee or your tea or whatever suits that person, basically. So let's give this a go.
Yeah.
Exciting. So big deep breath. And if you want to look in that
I'll
direction
look
for
over
me,
there.
yeah, you're doing really, really well. If you want to lean back slightly, you can, get nice and comfy. And I'm just going to take a big deep breath and exhale. Beautiful, Ange. Lovely and hydrated. Just get rid of that in our sharps box there. I'm just going to come round. I know I'm sorry, but I'm going to be going in front of the camera now, but I need to make sure I'm going to turn your finger round, Ange. That's it. Got it. Beautiful. You're lovely and hydrated for me, Ange. Thank you very much indeed. That's it. Now, at the clinic, we do so many different types of tests. So if you're unsure, please contact us. We can arrange a Zoom consultation and discuss the reasons of what test you'd like to get tested for, but more importantly, to make sure it's the correct one. And we can do that in the consultation on Zoom, 30 minutes, and then we can get to the root cause. I'm just going to turn your hand round. That's it, Ange. I'm just going to clean you up. Give you a sticker. And it's as simple as that.
Yeah, that didn't really hurt.
Yeah. Really.
Little pinprick and that was it.
Yeah. We've got some other tests that we do that are not from the finger, and that's our IV drips. We've also a vaccination clinic as well. So that is our lab's being built today and tomorrow. So if you want to get your vaccination done or any vaccination, we can now do that from our clinic. Contact us. We can put you on a waiting list. We do have a waiting list at the moment. And yeah, just contact us and we'll take it from there. So, perfect. Look at that. You wouldn't even know. Don't even need a plaster there.
No.
So nice and straightforward. So, Ange, I'm going to go through what we're going to be testing for, okay?
Mm-hmm.
So this will, like I said earlier on, this is going to be emailed across to you. So these are the things that we're testing for, okay? We're testing for oat, wheat, rice, corn, rye, drum wheat, gluten, almond, basil, cashew, tea, walnut, cow's milk, whole egg, that means the white and the yellow, okay? Chicken, lamb, beef, pork, white fish mix, freshwater fish mix, tuna, shellfish mix, broccoli, cabbage, carrot, leek, potato, celery, cucumber, peppers, legume mix. Do you know what legume mix is?
I don't actually know.
So legume mix is all your lentils and your pulses, okay?
Okay.
So that's the name for it, okay? Quite a common one to actually come up, guys. So, and then grapefruit, melon mix, peanut, soya bean, cocoa bean, apple, blackcurrant, olive, orange and lemon, strawberry, tomato, ginger, garlic, mushroom and yeast.
Interesting.
Okay.
Yeah.
So with all of those titles there that we said of those named foods,
Mm-hmm.
they have subsections in them. And what I mean by that is say for instance, dairy. Dairy will be covering yogurt, cheese, okay? Sometimes people don't think about the obvious.
Mm-hmm.
I had it recently with a client, well, I say recently, last year basically, and they had their blood test done with me, and they were like, oh yeah, I didn't read it, I didn't think about cheese, I just thought about cow's milk. Well, cow's milk's in your cheese.
Mm.
So sometimes we do forget, and we have to have a little bit of a giggle, and then she realised why she bloated up like a balloon was because of that, okay?
Yeah.
So,
Interesting to see.
yeah. So you will have this sent across to you,
Mm-hmm.
all right? And this is going to be your ebook. Now, the reason the ebook is it's better carbon footprint, but more importantly, then you've got a copy of it to keep for life. On each section, you just need to look at the area that we're discussing. So I will only send you over the results of the ones that are causing you an issue and a problem.
Okay. Yeah.
Otherwise,
everything else is fine.
Yeah. Otherwise, it's so overburdening with somebody. So that's why we just tell you. Say, for instance, like we discussed, dairy comes up.
Mm-hmm.
I'll tell you the extent of that dairy. So how high that is. Okay.
Yeah.
How long you need to cut it out of your diet for, and what my recommendations are as well within that report. Okay.
Yeah.
So I'm just going to show you what they look like, the subsections within the book.
Okay.
So it's easy. Now, let's look at dairy, because that was the one that you think, okay? So you'll be seeing it. You only need to go on the paragraph that's to you. So each section you'll see, it will tell you. Right, so let me show that again. So for eggs, dairy.
Okay.
Yeah, really straightforward. And then it will show you eating and cooking without dairy, okay? It will show you the foods to avoid, okay? What you're looking at in ingredients labels. So for instance, basically fat replacement. You wouldn't necessarily think a fat replacement was anything to do with dairy, but it is, okay? Like whey protein is got dairy in it, and that's why people get affected, okay? Because it's heavy on the digestion system and so on, okay? So it gives you all that guidance there. Then basically we give you all your alternative foods to eat, useful tips for dairy-free bacon. So we give you all your different milks, butters, cheese, yogurts, ice cream, fromage, chocolate, mayonnaise. And then basically we give you the recipes to how to have those foods as well. Then we also give you all your meal planners. So you'll see we give you your breakfasts, your lunches, your dinners, your snacks, okay? And then we give you, again, like I said, the full recipes. It gives you some there as well for dairy-free bacon. But then we give you those in like lasagna, scones, strawberry ice cream, herby omelette with cheesy sauce and so on. Okay, we give you all your alternative there. And then bit that's great when you're really busy, because I know how busy you are. Okay, we give you a grocery list. So all you need to do then is when it's on your email, take a picture of it, put it on your phone, and then you can go shopping or you can do your ordering online. So it's as simple as that. Now, I do want to go through this one with you, Ange, because I feel from how long I've known you, okay, one section that I do think that's going to come up, and it's the section that most people don't understand. So I'm going to go through that now with you, all right? So the yeast section, okay, is eating and cooking without yeast, exactly the same as dairy. And the reason I want to do this is that there's so many hidden foods, and a lot of this gets ignored, and people think they've got a gluten or wheat intolerance, and they guess it, and they still don't get to the root cause. And most commonly, it's the yeast section that is there, because the bacteria is overpopulated with bad bacteria, which is causing leaky gut syndrome, okay? So foods to avoid if it's yeast, okay? So baker's yeast, which is, you would know that anyway. Brewer's yeast, okay? Breads, pizza pastries, such as croissants that are raised with yeast. So you can see where people would think wheat straight away, okay? Some flatbreads, for example, pita and naan breads contain a small amount of yeast which allow them to rise when cooking, producing pockets. Soda dough, which is a really common one with people nowadays on healthy eating, they'll be eating that with some scrambled egg, for instance, and not understand why they're bloating up like a balloon. Pucker knuckle breads and lactose culture. Now, lactose culture is in a lot of good bacteria drinks, all right? Not mentioning any names. And people are having them every single day. And it's also got other substances they should be having. So it's populating not necessarily the right things inside their gut, okay? Obviously, Marmite, okay? Bovril, stock cubes, gravies as well. So, you get your gravy cubes, okay? Fermented food and drinks such as beer, wine, unfortunately, guys, beer, wine, cider, spirits, ginger ale, vinegar, soya sauce, Japanese and Indonesian food, okay? So fermented soya beans, okay? Vinegar containing foods such as pickles, radishes, salad dressings, tomato ketchup, mayonnaise, Worcester sauce, horseradish sauce, chili sauce, mushrooms, obviously, truffles if you're that lucky, okay? Mushroom sauce, pickled and smoked and dried fish, meat and poultry. So what that basically means is like your smoked salmons, okay? All right, peanuts, peanut products, pistachios, ripe foods, especially very ripe cheeses such as brie and camembert, okay? And this is where the milk comes in, Ange, okay? So multi-drinks. So multi-drinks is drinks can contain this. So that's where milk section can interlink with the yeast section, okay? And then ginger beer, corn, tofu, dry fruits, dates, raisins, apricots, any unripe fruit. Fruit juices only freshly squeezed are yeast-free. There's an amazing brand out there. I'm not mentioning any names for advertising, but I would be recommending certain people to you that you can buy stuff that's easy to pick up. Yeah, so you haven't got all day to be making everything yourself sometimes. Okay, it needs to be convenient. And also ingredients labels. Now there's a lot of supplements out there, that healthy supplements, that say one thing on the label, and then when you turn them around and you help the client understand what's in it, I've got hidden ingredients of yeast in there as well, okay? We don't have anything in EternalBeing that has them in them, okay? So basically, vegetable proteins are leaving in citric acid, some glycolate. So basically some Chinese foods, you know, like you can have a Chinese food and then you're like really thirsty afterwards.
I don't like a Chinese. I used to have it every Saturday.
Yeah.
Not anymore.
And how did it used to make you feel?
I've gone off it. I prefer something homemade.
Yeah. You
know, rather than the takeaway, because I'm just so thirsty in the night as well.
Exactly, because it's all the preservatives and so on in there, okay? And the sections then basically you'd be looking at is basically looking at always looking at the ingredients labels on foods that you're buying, okay? If it's a fresh product, you know you're going to be all right. That's why you're fine on a Saturday night making your own food, because you've known what's gone in it, okay? So alternative foods to eat, and there's loads of them, okay? So that we'll go through that at another time, but I just wanted to show you that to help you understand what it possibly can happen, especially things like soy sauce. People don't think about soy sauce being a yeast product, but you can get yeast-free soy sauce, okay?
I'm surprised at tofu.
Yeah.
I thought that was a good alternative for me.
Yeah, it's fermenting.
Right.
Anything fermenting.
Okay.
So if you think, and again, this comes down to when people say to me that they're making their own good bacteria at home and fermenting stuff. Also apple cider vinegar and all the well-known things for healing the gut. Actually, for somebody that's got a yeast intolerance, or they've got even worse than that, things like candida or molds inside their gut, when we do like a stool sample and it comes back from the lab, they could have been making the situation worse by the foods that they've been putting in there and poisoning themselves. They can look like they're having a really amazing diet, but they're still getting all these problems. So that's why it's really important to go to an expert or call ourselves, we're experts in the field, and we can help you find the root cause instead of struggling on your own to find out. You'll find it, I know with your girls, you know, we've discussed this before, where they'll get bloated before they go on for a show. So understanding what they've eaten just before, the emotional well-being, is really important, what you put into your mouth. If you're ever in a stressful situation, the best advice that I could possibly give you is not put anything in your mouth unless it's a fluid, okay? Because your digestion system completely switches off because it's in a fight-flight response. Your gut needs to be relaxed when it eats its food, okay? Because it automatically switched on and the body's calm, and then it can digest it, okay?
Yeah.
You're not overloading it.
That makes sense.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Especially if you're on the go all the time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I know quite often when I'm working and I'm in a situation that's quite stressful, I don't want to eat.
Yeah.
But then sometimes I think, well, that's going to make me feel worse.
Yes.
Not eating.
Yeah.
But it's, like you say, just keeping hydrated.
The hydration, and if you know, if your blood sugar levels have dropped, so glucose index, the best thing you could possibly do, depending on what your results are, obviously, is having something liquid form. So think something like a homemade soup in a thermal flask. It's easy, it's convenient. You can have that. It's healthy. It will sustain your glucose index, so you get energy levels for longer, and you will feel fuller for longer, and you won't be bloated. Yeah, or the smoothies. It really depends on the person, because everybody's digestion system is completely different to every single individual. And that's why we tailor make all the programs that we do within EternalBeing. And this will really make a big difference in how you're feeling, because you're on the go all the time, Ange, with the job that you're doing. And you're dealing with so many different people at a time, and your concentration levels. So to make sure that you're getting enough proteins as well. Because as women, we are a bit poor for that. You know, we will keep going, and then we're burnt out.
Yeah.
So it's about eating little and often. But some people are okay eating twice a day. Some people are more better at eating 5 times a day. It's understanding how you are feeling at that time, and also how you're processing it as well. So hopefully that helps everybody. And I'll get this all sent out to you. Ange, we'll get you back in the clinic again to go through the results.
Okay.
But they'll be emailed across to you.
Great, thank you very much.
That's all right. Any more questions that you might have, Ange, for me at all?
I don't think so, no.
Yeah?
Can't think of one. Thanks.